Hanging?
Yes.
Move this car so Mom can take a picture of Walt shoveling out the window.
Well, that would be a great start of the
Film.
film, yeah.
What is that? You might be able to reach that better from yours.
The purple thing?
Yeah, there's something, I don't know. What's that thing? Is that a light?
It's not step, it's really slippery, you know, be careful.
You have ice? Is that salt?
Yeah, right here.
If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by my fire. For we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in.
And be seated. Well, greetings, family and friends. To all of us gathered with them today in this sacred space, Rachel and Craig offer a fond welcome and their thanks to you for sharing this special time with them. They have designed their ceremony to include a few short poems by Shel Silverstein and a song by Harry Chapin, plus some candles, a couple rings, and of course, words of love and about love. My name is Jocko ten Hove. I'm co-minister of the Unitarian Universalist Church in Adelphi, Maryland. And I'm connected to this couple and this space through time, as some of you are as well, by the Rowe camp experience, which I shared with Rachel and Craig in the 80s for a number of years as they were on the staff of the junior high camp that I directed. And some of you are familiar faces as well from that experience, and those of you who have never been to this magical place before know that this chapel is at the heart, not physically but emotionally and historically, of the Rowe camp experience. The camp extends up that hillside behind you into the Adams Mountain area, and it has been a camp there since 1924, a Unitarian camp since 1924 for young people. It's now a year-round conference center and a beautiful, magical place. In the summertime, it's inhabited by people like many of us who are in this room as staff members and campers even. And that's part of what brings us into this space that Craig and Rachel met at that camp while I was the director, and it's a pleasure for me to be invited to participate and officiate this ceremony. So welcome as well, not only to this particular ceremony, but to this sacred space in the Rowe Zone, as we call it. But mostly, we come together this afternoon to celebrate something that already exists: the love of two people for each other. We also come to celebrate something about to come into being: a true and mutual marriage. We are suspended, as it were, at this moment between a beginning and a true unfolding. And yet this moment, here with us, a mere fragment of time itself, is nonetheless large with meaning and hope. These two come to pledge themselves to each other and to a life most difficult in its rewarding adventure, that of a life lived in partnership. In hope and warmed by love, we would share something of our dreams and longings, knowing that words are far too weak to carry all the meanings that we would say, but also knowing that when this moment is but a memory, it will also still echo in our hearts. Craig and Rachel, to make of this marriage a living and growing relationship will require from each of you the exercise of a generous tolerance, a forgiving patience, and a healthy sense of humor. In most real marriages, there will come some trouble and heartache, for no human being is perfect. But if you will hold fast to your courage and to your patience, your love for each other will grow even more, and your troubles will fall by the wayside. Our sense of humor, in fact, often brings us closer to wisdom, such as in these lines.
I will not play at tug-of-war,
I'd rather play at hug-a-war
where everyone hugs,
instead of tugs,
where everyone giggles,
and rolls on the rug,
where everyone kisses,
and everyone grins,
and everyone cuddles,
and everyone wins.
You have invited us to witness the happiness which you have found with each other. Are you now prepared to enter into this covenant of love? If so, say yes. Yes. And it is also appropriate that you, the families and friends, are here to participate in this wedding. The ideals, the understanding, and the mutual respect which these two bring to their marriage have roots in the love, friendship, and guidance which you have provided them over the years. Will you, their families and friends, honor and pledge them your love and acceptance? If so, answer, we will.
We will.
Indeed. For some of us, including Craig and Rachel, Rowe has been a special place. It does seem like we've been here in this magic chapel numerous times before. And now the circles of love that weave life together have found us here again to celebrate with this couple. And so they have chosen to sing about it.
All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. Moon rolls through the night time till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, years keep rolling by. Seems like I've been here before. Can't remember when I got this funny feeling that we'll all be together again. No straight lines make up my life. All my roads have bends. No clear-cut beginnings. So far, no dead ends. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. Moon rolls through the night time till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, years keep rolling by. I've met you 1,000 times, guess you've done the same. Then we lose each other, it seems just like a game. Now I find you here again, and the thought comes to mind. Our love is like a circle, let's go around one more time. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. Moon rolls through the night time till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, still I wonder why. Seasons spinning round again, years keep rolling by. And the years keep on rolling by.
Well, it can be a funny feeling when the circles of our lives open and close unexpectedly, or the roads we're on bend and we can't see quite what's around the next ahead. But such movement can also bring us to the edge of what will come to be, and we peer into the future eagerly, with hope and excitement. This is where some hearts, forever young, vibrate at a deeply harmonious frequency. And one more poem points the way.
There is a place where the sidewalk ends, and before the street begins. And there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright. And there the moonbird rests from his flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black and the dark street winds and bends. Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow, we shall walk with the walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the chalk-white arrows go to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with the walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk-white arrows go. For the children they mark, and the children they know the place where the sidewalk ends.
With the talk that is measured and slow, I invite you to enter into your vows with each other. So Craig, please repeat after me. Rachel, I ask that you be no one but yourself.
Rachel, I ask that you be no one but yourself.
I love what I know of you.
I love what I know of you.
And trust what I have yet to learn.
And trust what I have yet to learn.
I respect you and take you.
I respect you and take you.
In laughter and in tears.
In laughter and in tears.
In weakness and in strength.
In weakness and in strength.
In success and failure.
In success and failure.
In doubt and trust.
In doubt and trust.
As your partner and equal.
Your partner and equal.
Your lover and your friend.
Your lover and your friend.
Deep breath. Craig, I ask that you be no one but yourself.
Craig, I ask that you be no one other than yourself.
I love what I know of you.
I love what I know of you.
And trust what I have yet to learn.
And trust what I have yet to learn.
I respect you and take you.
I respect you and take you.
In laughter and in tears.
In laughter and in tears.
In weakness and in strength.
In weakness and in strength.
In success and failure.
In success and failure.
In doubt and trust.
In doubt and trust.
As your partner and equal.
As your partner and equal.
Your lover and your friend.
Your lover and your friend.
Another deep breath. Rachel and Craig have chosen to exchange rings, which are a symbolic link binding two separate lives into one sacred whole. A creative partnership, a lasting, loving relationship. Rings are an ancient symbol, blessed and simple, round like the sun, like the eye, like arms that embrace, circles for love that is given comes back round again and again. In these rings is the symbol of the unity in which your lives are now joined in one unbroken circle, in which, wherever you go, you will always return to one another. May these symbols remind you that your love, like the sun, illumines, that your love, like the eye, must see clearly, and that your love, like arms that embrace, is a grace upon this world. Rachel will prepare to light a common candle. Two individuals come together, so also do two rich family traditions, expanded by this new family. These two lives merge in all their history, strength, and beauty. The light each life brings, shared, becomes a stronger light for each of them, both together and to those who love them. Craig, in the glow of the lights you bring and the light that you share, I would like to speak of some of the things that we all wish for you. First of all, we wish for you a love that makes both of you better people, that continues to give you joy and zest for living, that provides you with the energy to meet the challenges of life. We wish for you a home, not a place of stone and wood alone, but an island of serenity in a frenzied world. We hope that this home is a place of private happiness and retreat, but also filled with friends and the best that life has to offer: music, books, art, and a home that encompasses the beauty of nature. Finally, we wish that you will be able to say these two things to each other. Because you have loved me, you have given me a faith in myself. And because I have seen the good in you, I have received from you a stronger faith in humanity. May the benedictions that rest on those who truly love rest on you and fill you with love's grace, both now and forever. Craig and Rachel, since you have grown in knowledge and love of one another, because you have agreed in your desire to go forward in life together, seeking an ever richer and deepening relationship, and because you have pledged yourself to meet sorrow and joy as one family, on behalf of the state and the many people who know and love you, I do declare that you are husband and wife. Your lives, by your choosing, are bound on a common course. May you give to each other and to your life together the best that you are and yet may be. We rejoice in witnessing your devotion, your happiness, your marriage. May you be loving to one another. May you knock gently at each other's hearts and be glad when you are welcomed in. May you be joyful lovers and steadfast friends. Amen. And now, please honor us with a kiss that will close this ceremony better than any words.
Congratulations to you for the little one. Wow, that's incredible. That's
Nice, huh?
met in Rowe. And I grew up with Craig. Actually, Craig and I went to camp together, sort of holding hands in the first year.
Hi. That was a very nice meeting you. It was
It takes a lot to figure your eyes.
I love the poem.
Thursday, track for around.
Stars up there. I love
Oh, yeah, I do, but I mean, it's all going to be just very unpleasant. Right now, right?
We were going to do it at the reception part, and then we upgraded it.
Right? We're going to do this.
This is Betty.
Oh, hi, what's that? Yeah. Morning.
always wear this.
I felt like I was being
And then we can do the picture pages and picture session too. Pleasure to celebrate this moment with my brother Craig and Rachel. Welcome. Welcome to family, the Gibson family, to our family. I think it's a genuine credit to the fortitude of this group to make it through this weather, to show up on time, and to be all here, gathered on time, enjoying each other's presence together. What I'm going to do is invite you all to speak. If you'd like to after me, there's a microphone over in Tim's lab, I think. I don't do all microphones, so I'm just going to let everyone hear me out.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. What I noticed today was that the twinkle in the eye of Rachel and Craig when they're together is just a spark that just spreads to everyone around them. I'm sure everyone has noticed that. I certainly did. Being on stage with them was unbearable for me. I was in so much joy. Very proud. I'd like to take some of the credit for their relationship at this time. Not me. Rachel came to a party. I met her in Northampton after not seeing her for many years, and we discussed Craig and found out that Craig lives in Seattle, and Rachel just bought a home in Tacoma. I said, hey, you should look Craig up. You haven't seen each other in a bunch of years. And a couple of months later, I get a phone call from Craig saying, Niels, I guess Rachel and I are going on a date tonight. There it's taken off, and it's become a wonderful relationship. I'd like people to raise their glasses and honor the new couple and the new family developing. Feel free to jump up on the microphone or stand up and take your moments. Thank you all.
Just congratulations to you both. Congratulations.
All right.
To Craig and Rachel. I wrote it down because I'm afraid I forget everything I want to say. So first of all, I want to thank you both, Craig and Rachel, for bringing us here to this wonderful place and to the chapel. I'm really glad you stuck to that, even with the cold weather. And I really want to appreciate for all the work and tremendous effort you put in to making this wedding happen. I know it was a lot of work. And I want to appreciate the fact that you did it with such joy and care and creativity. As we can see, as we look around in the tables, the soap that they made for us, it's all homemade, and the idea of the pictures and the candles and the incredibly beautiful, elegant announcements that we've all received from you, that were all made from. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. And then I want to share some of my wishes that I have for you, and I'm sure we all share in that. And first of all, of course, I wish you just so much joy and happiness in your life together. And I wish for you perseverance and courage during difficult, challenging lives in your life. And let's see. And I wish you much humor and laughter, which you've already exhibited to every one of us since we've known you both. And I wish that for you, as your lives continue, to remember the beautiful, alive person you fell in love with, and that you support each other to be the best person you can possibly be. And to keep your hearts open always, and to share deeply both your joys and your sadness. And I wish for your intimacy to deepen as you get to know each other better throughout the years. And I wish for you to enjoy the rest of this pregnancy. And also, I also want to thank you. That was one of my thank yous for you that you're having a baby, which already gives me so much joy. And it's wonderful to see that baby growing in Rachel when I first met her yesterday again. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this pregnancy, and as we prepare for this great event, the greatest adventure in your lives, the raising of a new child. It's going to be wonderful. And I hope today that you can look around this room and feel the love and support that is here for you. And that I hope in the future you will call on us to help you wherever we can. And for now, I hope you enjoy the rest of this day. And finally, I wish that after the wedding, you will have a joyful, happy, playful, relaxing honeymoon before you go back to your busy lives in Tacoma. Thank you. I love you.
I prefer just shouting to myself. Miranda has made me brave. I told her I was going to go right after her, so I will go ahead now. And this is also from my husband Tim Parker, who has known Craig for pretty much all of their lives. I'm going to read a passage. This is from a traditional Celtic hand fasting ceremony. And I just really like this passage. It said what I had wanted to say in better words than I was able to write. So I'm just going to read this passage. Love has its seasons, the same as does the earth. In the spring of love is the discovery of each other, the pulse of the senses, the getting to know the mind and heart of the other, a blooming like the buds and flowers of springtime. In the summer of love comes the strength, the commitment to each other, the most active part of life, perhaps including the giving of life back to itself through children, the sharing of joys and sorrows, the learning to be humans who are each complete and whole, but who can merge each with the other, as the trees grow green and tall in the heat of the sun. In the fall of love is the contentment of love that knows the other completely. Passion remains and ease of companionship. The heart smooths love into a steady light, glorious as the autumn leaves. In the winter of love there is parting and sorrow, but love remains, as do the stark and bare tree trunks in the snow, ready for the renewal of love in the spring as life and love begin anew. And so now is the time of summer for Craig and Rachel. And even though the weather outside is somewhat to the contrary, sometimes I think there's nothing colder than a New England ice storm, I know that we all feel the warmth of your love deeply, and that we all think that that's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to behold. And so thank you for that. Here's to Craig and Rachel.
It's on. Thank you. I normally try to prepare, and unfortunately this was a busy week, so maybe it's good that I didn't. I will be very brief. First, welcome to Rachel again. We just adore her and welcome her to the family, and look forward to great times together. I wanted to say just a couple of things. It's going to be very simple. One of the things that you'll find on the table over here is a book. And when Craig and Niels, his brother, sitting together there, were 5 and 6, I decided that we would want to go into the wilderness. I wanted to, at that age, introduce them to wildland canoeing and experience. And Brother Bill, who's right behind them, agreed to join me for that first year and several years thereafter, in and out. But for 13 consecutive years, which are represented in that book, we went off for up to 3 weeks in the wilds just together, which were really important times. And I know that Craig and Niels, one of the phrases that would come out of that experience were, "Let me do it." We did lots of things, making the fire and paddling the canoe and making the tent and doing the things that we did. So it was lots of growing together in a wildland place. So, but it really exemplifies, I think, both what Niels and Craig have done. A little story that I'm proud of for Craig, because I know fewer stories about Rachel. But one of the things, Craig was going through a job change several years back, and it was difficult at that moment to get work. And one of the stories, I've been a teacher in my life, and I was fond of my students who would go off and aggressively seek work. But what Craig told me after that he had done was, he went off to the temporary employment agency, and he decided to sit there several hours a day, learning the computer skills and keeping his ear to the ground as to what was going on. And a job that he really wanted passed him by. He was just a little late. But it came back around a couple of weeks later, and he ended up going and saying, I'm your person, and getting that work, and being assertive. So taking the initiative and doing those kind of things, and that always looking forward and seeing the positive, even when times are tough as they were for that moment. So one of the things I wanted to say is that I hope you perpetuate, and I have no doubt that you will do this, perpetuate the notion of always seeing the positive and taking the initiative and looking forward to better things, even when times are tough, as they can be, of course. So I'm proud of that experience. And then also, and it's accompanied, it's a partner to that notion, the idea of seeing the positive. There's always good, and if you can see it first, this is a little bit of advice, I guess, lean on, and because it will lead you to truth and it will lead you to better things. So see the positive, even if things look really grim. And I wish you the very best, both of you.
Those of you who don't know me, I'm Daniel Gibson, Rachel's oldest brother. Hi, Lajai. Okay. I have to like empty some skeletons out of my closet here. I figured this would be a good time to do it. 18 and a half years ago, in the summer of 1984, that was how it kind of happened. I was, met this really cute girl, and I didn't think she'd give me the time of day, but she liked me. We had this kind of cute little innocent conference relationship thing, but there was this guy sort of lingering in the background. I'm like, who's that? She's like, that was my Rowe camp boyfriend. And I just was like, oh, I just felt so bad. And, but little do you know, Craig, this was a devious plot to take out the competition and slowly start steering you towards my sister. So it all worked out in a way. But anyway, I also want to say that I'm so happy that everyone got here safely, and I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. And another cheers to the happy couple, and I'm happy to.
I just want to tell the two of you that this is a very difficult time in our world, and for you two to be taking this action of having a baby, making a commitment to each other, is such a leap of faith and such an action of love and commitment that we all need that sort of inspiration at this point in the world. And I just want to thank you for being inspiration to all of us, and to know that love conquers all, and that we all wish you peace and happiness, and thank you.
And when Ray first called me and said, "Oh, I'm dating Craig," I knew. I like immediately. And then when I first saw them together, I'm not loud enough. How is that?
Ow.
When I first came
go farther away from the speaker.
To Tacoma and saw Ray and Craig together, I knew, all right? I knew that they were gonna, coochie, coochie, coochie. And they have! I'm very dreamy. So I'm very happy for them and to see them so happy.
And we're proud of you too, Beanie Bopper.
And we're gonna sing a little song. It's a little Paul McCartney song that I wrote.
We've been practicing this song for 6 years. I mean 6 minutes. Every night I just wanna go out, get out of my head. Every day I want to get up, get out of my bed. Every night I want to play out. Every night I want to do. But tonight I just want to stay out and be with you. And be with you. Every day I lean on a lamppost, I'm wasting my time. Every night I lay on a pillow, I'm resting my mind. Every morning it's a new day. Every night that day is through. But tonight I just wanna be here and be with you. And be with you.
Put my 2 cents in. My name is Greg. My name is Greg, and the Gibson family was a very important part of my childhood. I've been friends with the Gibson forever. And I was thinking, oh my God, Rachel's getting married and she's having a baby. And I was thinking about very early Rachel Gibson memories, and I remember a very earnest conversation when we were having the same piano teacher. We were both children.
Greg, bring the microphone closer.
Okay, that's not. We were having a very earnest conversation about our piano teacher, and Rachel was very earnestly talking about how great Mozart was, and I was very earnestly talking about how great Beethoven was. And just to prove, I guess, just how big a geek I am, what I'd like to do is play an undiscovered Beethoven score that I've encountered. There are these people in Germany who a few years ago discovered a literally lost manuscript by Beethoven. And I have received the MIDI sequence of it, and I've voiced it, and I thought I would play it for you as a literally pretty much an original Beethoven tune that hasn't been out there. And I thought I would play it for you now, along with my sincerest wishes for a life filled with love.
The title of this story is Sympathy Truck. The players are Rachel Gibson, age 4, 3 older brothers, ages from 5 through 10, a grandmother, Irene's mother, Violet, and 2 observers, myself and my wife Irene. And it goes like this. A little background. You have to understand, Rachel was raised by her brothers. Any influence in that raising that came from either myself or her mother was entirely coincidental. And it was a very loving upbringing. It really was. One day, when Grandma was visiting, Rachel fell down and skinned her knee. And she came up the driveway crying a little bit. Now, Rachel's tough, but she was crying. And she was intercepted by her brothers, who immediately put into her hands a metal truck. You know, a toy truck. It was a big one. And she sat on the edge of the back porch. Her tears, her crying stopped. Her tears were still on her cheeks. She was hugging this truck. She was sucking her thumb. And her brothers had made her feel really good. She got over her skinned knee. Grandma witnessed this. This is Violet. Violet Carter, Irene's mother, witnessed this from the kitchen window. And she was appalled. And she was the one who coined the term sympathy truck. She said, "A sympathy truck? Doesn't that girl have a doll?" Now you know a lot of what's behind what you're getting into, Craig. But the punchline of the story is that Christmas, Rachel did get her first doll.
My name is Bob Abrams, and I was very touched by the ceremony this afternoon and by the whole process of your relationship. I was touched by the ceremony this afternoon and by the whole process of your relationship, and it's made me reflect today on my role as learning to be a parent in your life and what's been important with that. As a parent, for those of you who are parents, we all try to teach our kids a lot of things. And there's a lot to do. There are all kinds of different levels. But what I saw displayed in your relationship today and the other times that I've been around the two of you is that of all the things that have been important for me to communicate or coach or guide, I remember all those special ed conferences that I came prepared with the overhead transparencies. And all the times that I told you you couldn't fix your bike because you didn't have the right tools, and I'd come back home and you had it fixed. It was very embarrassing. But of all the things that were really essential, that were what I wanted to give to you, have really come across in what you've displayed in your relationship. And I've just been really proud to be a part of your lives as dating and now married and soon to be parents, and really look forward to being in that full role as a grandparent in the future. So thank you for taking the best of what I could offer and really bringing it to your relationship and sharing it with the world. Thank you.